Hello again and welcome back to Football Spy, the show where you will find out over the next few days just who the movers and the shakers are as the January transfer window reaches its conclusion. One place to start, and that's with the £20 million Liverpool striker Robbie Keane. Rafa Benitez failed completely in his press conference yesterday to convince anyone that the Irish striker's in his long-term plans, and although Keane starts against Wigan tonight, he looks to be on borrowed time. The Sun has the questions he was asked in this piece. When one journalist said to him, "Will you sell him?" Rafa would simply say, "I want to see him score goals." When another journalist said, "Well, if it was Torres, you'd have killed this speculation by now," Rafa said, "That's not a problem." I personally think it would be a bit of a climb down for Keane to go back to Spurs, but the North Londoners are having a right old go at trying to get him. This is the back page of The Independent. They say that Harry Redknapp, well aware that Liverpool need a right winger, has offered Aaron Lennon as part of a swap deal. It's a story we brought you way back on December the 8th in the Daily Mirror. But we understand Rafa likes the hard-working Jamie O'Hara as well, so maybe a deal can be done there. Elsewhere, there's no progress in either Arshavin to Arsenal or Santa Cruz to City, so I won't bore you with any of those today. But for all of you asking about the tough out-of-contract Ghana captain, Stephen Appiah, who's training with Spurs at the moment, he'll find out today, we understand, whether or not he'll get a contract. Now, time for your messages, and I hope that Stephen Appiah news helps John Johnson, who's been in touch from Norway under the name of Richie Hotspur. He's one of a number of people who've been in touch via the email. Ahmad has also been in touch from Melbourne in Australia, asking about players Liverpool may be looking at. Again, we hope we cleared that up for you already. One other message on the Spy email, and Southern Famble says, "Football Spy is such a hit. Why don't you keep it all year round instead of just transfer window time? Or am I missing something?" Well, we have thought about it here at the Spy Office, but none of you really come up with a format that you want. There's a few days to go before the window closes, so get in touch. Let us know what you'd like to see, and we'll have a look at all the suggestions in the Spy Office. Now on YouTube, there are even more of you getting in touch from around the world. Drew Spurs is also in Australia. He says here, "Yo, Dazza, what's up with Fred? I hear he wants to leave Lyon, and he had a meeting lined up with Harry Redknapp, but he didn't show. Just want to know what you think." Well, Fred's had a contract in the summer, and his club Lyon won a fee for him. Spurs have liked him for some time, and Harry Redknapp confirmed in his press conference on Tuesday that a meeting had been scheduled to speak to him, but as you say, Fred didn't turn up. For me, that's a bad omen already. Muffle is from Sweden, and he's got lots of questions, so instead of going through all of them, I'm just going to answer them straight off. Firstly, Juventus have already told Man City that their keeper Buffon is not for sale at any price. He was brilliant in their win over Fiorentina last Saturday night. Secondly, if the new City owners decide they want to pull out, then that club's in real trouble, judging by the wages they've given to the players they've got in so far. And lastly, no, please don't post it in Swedish. Your English is excellent. Back to the papers, and Portsmouth boss Tony Adams is in for the Aston Villa misfit Marlon Harewood. Just what you need when you've gone 7 games without a win. A striker that doesn't score goals. Lots of you already know that AC Milan want to keep David Beckham rather than send him back to LA Galaxy, but we're going to stick it in anyway, because when we mention his name, we always get a few extra hits. And in our own Daily Mirror, West Ham are hoping to follow up the capture of the exciting young striker Savio with the Czech Republic international Radoslav Kovac. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about him, he's 29, he can play at centre-back or midfield, and he was part of his country's squad at Euro 2008. Looks a good player. A few more messages, and 1992 Alan thinks Aston Villa, who beat Pompey last night to make it 6 away wins in a row, could finish even higher than third. I agree. Liverpool are too negative, Arsenal too lightweight, and Chelsea can't defend set pieces. United do look good though. Venom Kid, aka Mayhem, says, "I think Wenger has to go get us Arshavin. We need him." And I'm having a bit of a debate with For My Shiz. He thinks Thierry Henry is the best striker ever in the Premier League. I think it was Alan Shearer in a photo finish with Van Nistelrooy and Andy Cole. Who do you agree with, him or me? Now, some quick news in brief for you. Cardiff want Manchester City's Ched Evans. Celtic have made a loan move for the Newcastle defender Jose Enrique Inter Milan are interested in a swap deal for the Spurs playmaker Luka Modric, was great last night, with defender Marco Materazzi going the other way. And Portsmouth want Stokes' Andy Fire after failing with a move for AC Milan midfielder Emerson. Final couple of papers, and this one especially for Super Orville, who was asking yesterday about Aston Villa and Michael Owen. The Mirror's spy page reveals that Martin O'Neill's drawing up ambitious plans to sign Owen on a free from Newcastle in the summer. Villa hope that a place in the Champions League will attract Owen and finance his £110,000 a week wages. Playing alongside Heskey would also boost his England chances. Watch his space. We can actually tell you, though, that no matter what Heskey and Owen do, or even Rooney and Defoe, the England boss Fabio Capello actually has his eyes on a very different pair up front. Chris is in the spy office waiting to update you on all the breaking news, and I'll see you next time.